What's going on YouTube? I'm going to give this one more shot. It's like 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday. I've been messing with this for the past hour since I got home from work. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really care for this first video. I edited a lot of it out. I was rambling way too much. It was way too long. I didn't do any work in this video, so if that's what you're here to watch, I'm sorry it's not in here. Basically, this video is going to go over what I've done to the car, what my plans are on the car. I'll show you the car a little bit, show you some of the work I've done, and just go over everything. Just kind of an introduction to what you can expect to see out of this build. Now, I did make another video, which is me installing my injectors, injector bungs, fuel rail, all that good stuff, onto my lower intake plenum. Like I said, it's late at night. I'm not going to edit it tonight. I would say here the next couple days I will have it edited, ready to put on YouTube. I'll try to polish it a little bit better than this one. So I would expect this weekend to be expecting that second video from me. But hopefully you enjoy it. Give it a like, subscribe, whatever. I'm sorry it's not the best quality right now. We're going to work out the kinks. I've been turning red trying to figure out this Mac laptop and how to make this work. So hopefully I get this. I've tried recording this like 4 times now. I'm not having any luck. But if you're watching this, I got it done. And you can be expecting to see the actual build start taking place this weekend when I get the first video up. I'll probably do some recording this weekend so we can get another video up next week. But I would say here within a month or so, you're going to see this car running and doing a burnout or something stupid. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Like I said, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscription. I promise I will start pumping out more videos as quickly as possible. Thanks. About 3 years ago, with intentions of just leaving it how it was. It was a 2JZ GE with a turbo on it. Car was great. Car ran great. I drove it for about 120 miles, and all of a sudden, boom. Random multiple misfire, all kinds of issues, just wouldn't run. Started out as like a limp mode, wouldn't go over 55, and then nothing. Won't start. If it would start, crazy misfires. Sure, it was the ECU, but I started looking into it and realized just not the route I wanted to go. I may as well get the GTE engine and be done with it and do what I want to do to that and have a reliable car. So I've already got the engine. I'll go over everything that I've done so far. But let's go out to the garage. I'll give you a rundown on where I'm at with the car and where we're going. And I'll warn you right now, the garage is a mess. So, if you can see, can't really see. I've got a makeshift paint booth set up right now. If you follow my Instagram or Facebook, you've probably seen me post this. Got some valve covers getting color matched to the GS. It is the shoot. So here's where I'm at with the engine. This turbo is not staying that long. I think it's from CX Racing. I really don't know. That's not staying long, really. I'm just gonna use it to get it started. Was gonna go with the stock twins and leave it all stock. And then I started reading, we've got issues with the heater core and just things I deal with. So I got to thinking, it's going to be way easier in the long run to use this engine, the GTE, take the factory turbos off. I want more than 11 PSI. Run a single turbo, slightly larger injectors, fuel rail, upgraded fuel system with the return line. Went through it. I've gone and done a Toyota OEM head gasket, ARP head studs. We've got a drift motion billet tensioner. I'm waiting on one little O-ring here that I didn't even realize was there. So I just ordered that the other night. So then I can get my timing all done, squared away. But my buddy is a welder, a really good welder at that. He lives right around the corner. Welds in the union for a living and then has his own little fab shop. So he's actually going to fab up a new downpipe. I was going to reuse the GE, but he came over yesterday. The way things are lining up, the bins, it's just going to be a pain. And I said, well, you know what? We'll spend the extra money and we'll make a new one. I mean, it's going to be 20 times better anyway. So he's going to do that. He's going to do that after the engine's in the car. So now it's kind of a race against time because I want to get to it as quick as possible because, you know, the man's busy. He's going to be working 7 days a week here shortly. So he's going to be swamped. But that's really where we're at. I've got some fuel line ran. I've already got my return bulkhead fitted. The returns ran up to our aftermarket fuel pressure regulator. I went with the AE, and it looks pretty nice going back. We've got the feed, supply, whatever you want to call it, whatever your preference is. Ran to right where I just showed you. I need to cut it somewhere in that area, figure out exactly where the fuel filter is going to go, and then cut it. And then from there, I'll make another fitting on my AN line and just leave the extra length there. So as soon as the engine is put in, I can get the right length to the fuel rail, get that hooked up. Then we need to figure out our fuel rail return to our fuel pressure regulator, get that cut, made up, and then we should be ready to almost start it. I've already got the intercooler set up from the old one. Not going to use it that long, but it's going to get me started up, ready to go, and running at least. And then I'll probably upgrade the intercooler shortly after. I mean, I've got all kinds of, we get it running and I've got all kinds of things I need to do to it. But we all know how bulletproof these GTE engines are. They're just ridiculous. I'm not hoping for crazy power. This is a 3,800 pound car. This isn't a 10-second car, okay? This is just simply wanting more than 220 horsepower factory with the non-turbo GE motor. I don't want that. That's so boring. 220 horsepower in a almost 4,000 pound car is boring. And I'm tired of boring. I bought this car because I had a daughter, and I needed a 4-door rather than that thing right there, which is probably going bye-bye soon. I've had it forever. And I drove it 120 miles and had these issues, and it's been down since. Going on, it's just an absolute mess. There's factory parts laying around that I'm still holding on to until I know everything's good, and then I'll start parting this stuff out on eBay. I have a whole tote of the factory turbo setup. I'll put it on eBay, but I really don't even want to guesstimate what shipping will be on that size box, that weight. It's definitely freight shipping. There's no way around that, unless I send it in a bunch of small boxes. Even then, some of them are going to be extremely heavy. But really, I mean, I don't know. I guess I can show you guys the car a little bit. It's dirty as can be. I'm gonna crush a water bottle here. Got crap all over it. So this is it. Obviously it's in pieces. Paint's good, minus we've got a couple little chips. We'll get that all sorted out. Other than that, factory paint's really, really nice. Really shines really well. Can't remember what wheels these are off of. I'm definitely not factory. It's got a TRD exhaust on it already. Interior is just clean as can be. Like I said, I've got crap everywhere. I've got boxes of parts in here, but got a nice interior. I've got the back seat out right now, but nice leather interior. Really well kept car, low mile car. I think I got this car, well, I could tell you the miles, but it's battery in it. I want to say it's like 110,000 miles, and I am the third owner of it. So it was well taken care of until the kid before me got it, and then he thought he was a mechanic when really he was a IT guy. So I think he was kind of a YouTube mechanic. I'm still trying to figure out how he got it to run on a factory ECU with boost and sensors cut. I mean, I'll show you things. Everybody, it fooled me at first until he told me. Obviously, that's a GTE intake, upper intake plenum, and a GTE throttle body. But if you look, it's welded to a GE lower intake plenum, coupled with a single turbo setup. I believe this is CX Racing. CX Racing's actually come a long way. It's not as nice as the one I just bought, but if you look at the peaks in there, they really did a nice job on their welds. So I'm impressed. This Celica has CX Racing coilovers, and from day one I haven't been happy with them. So I'm really impressed with their manifolds. And then it's got the CX Racing intercooler kit. I believe it looks like it's all been pieced together. It looks like that intercooler has junkyard writing on it. I don't know what he did. If you're watching this, dude, you really got me. Younger than me, and he got me. When I finally pulled the GE motor out of this car, I did find a hack job of wiring everywhere. So there could be a short in there to ground, a loose connection. I mean, there could be so many things. And I'm just not going to dig through it. I'm not going to buy a new wiring harness. I'm not going to do everything I have to do to the GE to make it turbocharged. You know, what I'm doing now, I'm running a little bit old school on a Apexi Neo air fuel controller. But like I said, I'm going 525cc injectors. This is out of the Aristo. It has 440cc injectors from factory. So I think with the added boost and leaning it out, you know, I mean, I guess I could crank up the boost and not have to lean it out, but I think it'll be just fine. I mean, everybody did it in the 90s, early 2000s. You know, the standalone's there, but there's still the price with the standalone, and that's definitely, you know, going to happen in the future, because I don't want to have to tune this thing every time the season change, every time I'm trying to drive it on a cold day. You know, I mean, it's not going to really affect it unless I'm at that, you know, that high throttle, 100% wide open part of the tune, and I'm just at, you know, your average, keep it normal, keep the air fuel ratio great, put around town, go down the interstate, normal speeds. So eventually, you know, I'll probably do like an AEM standalone, but until then, we're going old school, we're going air fuel controller. It'll be fine. I'm not worried. I'll do a street tune on it myself. I'm not worried about this engine. You know, as long as I start out conservative with my boost, and, you know, just really watch my air fuel ratios. I've got tons of money in AEM gauges, so I should have no issues watching my air fuel ratio, my boost levels, my oil pressures, fuel pressures, all that great stuff. That's another thing I'm waiting on is my custom pods from, was it Ortez's custom pod? I think they're out of New York. And I ordered this like right at the beginning of the pandemic when New York was really getting hit hard. So I'm really hoping that, you know, their 6 to 8 week shipping, handling, all that good stuff time is still correct. I can't remember if it was, I don't know how long it's been. I'd have to go through my emails to figure out exactly when I ordered those, but they're coming. I'm hoping by now, me rambling for 22 minutes, yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this video. That's not a good way to start a YouTube career. Hopefully by now my Nikon's charged up enough that I can show you guys at least doing these injector bungs, and I might get into at least cutting the AN fitting, putting a fit or AN hose, putting a, oh, it's not even an AN hose, Jesus, great way to start YouTube careers. Cut the braided hose, put an AN fitting on it, there we go. Get my fuel filter hung where I want it, make another line, or put another fitting on another hose, and let the slack lay in the engine bay until the engine is in. Oh, gosh, I want to put it in this weekend, but I doubt it's going to happen the way things are looking. So yeah, I'm going to go see where my Nikon camera's at. I might wait until it's charged up a little bit more because I'm going to get tired of holding this phone trying to do things when I can set my camera up somewhere and just record myself. So we will see how that goes. Hopefully it's charged. I don't know, the last time I had it charged my camera was on in the bag, so I'm sure it's totally dead and been dead for a while. But yeah, we'll see where that gets us.